tell y'all Australia ain't playing around, I'm telling y'all Australia ain't playing around. As we've seen historically, when one country starts adapting certain things, the others follow. I've said this before. I'ma say it again. This right here can change the trajectory of how our kids move around in society. This right here can change the trajectory of how our kids interact. When I tell you this is something to pay attention to, this is something to pay attention to. Let's get into it.
Pay attention, you bastards.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. So for those of you who have not heard, Australia has banned social media for all kids under the age of 16. If you saying to yourself, man, what is this? Is this so what? You know what I'm saying? They can't use social media. So what? It's not a big thing. It is what it is. They're kids, whatever. When I tell y'all this is a serious thing, this is a serious thing. I want y'all to understand something. Social media allows kids to connect, right? I'm 35 years old. I didn't come up in the social media day and age like that. When I was young, kids were still on bikes. When I was young, we go outside, we play basketball, we have our scooters, we have our skateboards, our rollerblades, we go to dirt fields, build dirt ramps. I grew up in California, right? We stayed outside. That was the thing. And that was how we connected with the world. That was how we connected with other kids. These kids today, they don't have that, right? Social media is their thing. A lot of people will sit back and say, well, I think this is a great thing because now they can get back outside. Maybe they can. Maybe they can get back outside. Maybe this is something that kids need it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something that it'll help kids mentally to where they get outside. But I also believe that it's going to slow kids down. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, check this out. I want y'all to understand how powerful the internet is. For those of you who come on the internet and y'all watch certain videos, y'all watch these type of videos, y'all scroll and look at things that are entertaining, but necessarily don't necessarily matter, right? For people like that, social media, it's not that big of a deal because this is just entertainment, right? You could watch a TV show, you could watch a movie. It's just entertainment. We don't look at it that deep, right? On the other hand of that, you got to understand the fact that a kid has social media early on, right? What that allows them to do is connect with people across the world, right? It allows them to connect with other kids. It allows them to research things and learn things way faster than what we did. And again, I know a lot of people are like, nah, it's poison. Kids, play around all day. They're not taking life serious. Understand, this is not 1990. This is not the 80s. This ain't the 70s nor the 60s. This is the late 2000s. I want y'all to understand that the same way how when the internet first came out, a lot of the older people was like, nah, the internet, I could listen to the radio. I can do what I want to do on here. I don't need the internet. The internet is just a game for people to waste time. Then we had more and more millionaires, more and more multimillionaires, more and more billionaires. Why? Because yes, you got people that will surf the internet and do absolutely nothing but entertainment things. I'm watching this, I'm watching that, I'm laughing at this, I'm laughing at that. That's cool. But you got a lot of people who say, you mean to tell me I could connect with somebody from Arkansas and I'm in California? I can connect with somebody from New York and I'm in Arizona? I'm in Vegas and I can connect with somebody from Florida? Matter of fact, forget the states. I can connect with somebody from Colombia or from Brazil or from the Dominican. When you look at the internet and you look at social media in that way, you're going to understand that our kids have the opportunity, and a lot of kids are doing it, right? A lot of parents will say, "Nah, man, my kid don't need that." I would love for them to get social media after 16 if they start early. And again, monitor it. If you're a parent, monitor it. If you don't want your kid looking at certain monitor it. That's it. But to say to yourself, "Hey, listen, we're not going to give our kids access to connect with other kids, other people around the world," right? They we in a day and age where a kid can have a product and say, "I want to sell shoes. I want to resell sneakers," right? I want to resell sneakers. I can now build a fan base or build a community of people across the country or across the world and sell shoes from my living room, from my room at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old and make more than what my parents make from using the internet. Why? Because I can connect with way more people, right? Australia's past this. They said, "We not allowing the kids to do this because it's corrupting their minds. We don't want them to do this because it's going to hurt them. Because there's crazy people on the internet. There's crazy people everywhere." I want y'all to be. I want to be clear with this. There's crazy people everywhere. If you're worried about crazy people, monitor your kids. It's that simple. But to say I'm going to take away using the internet at a young, or I'm sorry, using social media at a young age, you're taking away the access of what your kid can do. This is not, I'm gonna repeat this over and over again. This is not the early 2000s. This is not the 90s. This is not the 80s nor the 70s where you had to go to college. You had to have a certain trade because that's the only way you're going to make money, right? You had to do that. This is a time where people are understanding business at scale. For those of you who don't are not into business, understand something. This is a time where a person can understand how to push something, right? Whatever that may be. It's why you see kids that can play video games and make more than what you make at your job. It's why you see kids that can create, that can draw, that they're gifted at drawing, or they're gifted at playing the guitar or playing the piano, and now they can sit in their room, right, at home, and they can say, "I'm going to draw these pictures and push them across the world. And now I'm known across the world for what I do," right? And again, even if you want your kids to get outside, there's kids right now under the age of 16 that love to get outside and play basketball. But guess what? Because of social media, they can now have their friend turn the camera on, or have you as a parent, you as a big brother, you as a big sister, turn on a camera, which is your iPhone. Record them playing basketball, doing something that they love to do, right? And now make money across, make money from a platform like a YouTube, like a TikTok, like an Instagram, like a Snapchat, etc. Make money by doing something that they were going to do anyway. But guess what? They weren't going to be able to make money until they got to the league. Now, a kid can not go to the league, build a whole fan base, build a whole community that supports, and now get the same type of endorsement deals that a LeBron can get, that a Steph Curry can get. I want y'all to understand, when you say, "Hey, we're going to cut the social media for kids," understand it's going to slow down the trajectory of what they can do. Again, I said it already, and I'm going to say it again. I understand why a lot of people, a lot of parents are like, "Man, I don't want my kids on social media." I understand why. When I tell you I understand, I understand. I understand, like I said earlier, they are crazy people in the world. There are people that prey on young kids that are on the internet, right? I'll never forget one of my favorite shows growing up in the 90s was a show called Smart Guy. I don't know if y'all remember Smart Guy. It was on Disney Channel, right? And there was an episode where Taj, or TJ, who played the smart guy, he was talking to these different people online, right? And around this time, the internet had first came out, right? And I'm sure that this was a learning, not learning lesson, but a kind of a lesson for the masses to say, hey, look, this is what people do on the internet. But basically, he was talking to this guy who he thought was a kid, right? Fast forward, he ends up meeting up with the guy. The guy is obviously a PDF. You know what I'm saying? He preys on kids, and he was trying to prey on the smart guy, and it was like this whole situation where it was like, it just showed you what people do. There are people that's in the world that's sick that do this, right? So I'm saying that to say is that I understand, it is a dangerous place, and it can be a dangerous place. As so going outside and playing basketball, how we used to do as kids and run up the street and ride our bikes around the corners and all the way down the street, it's the same thing, right? There's danger in everything. But again, when you don't monitor as a parent, as an older brother, older sister, older cousin, auntie, uncle, etc., when you don't monitor, whether they're outside, whether they're inside, things can happen. So I don't think it's necessary to cut the stuff, right? I think it's necessary to understand what you're letting your kids see. And again, kids are going to be kids. You can't monitor every single thing, but what you can do is you can instill and learn the internet and learn social media yourself as an adult. So many adults I talk to, they're like, oh man, I don't got time to be on social media, man. I gotta, bro, you using it wrong. I want to be clear to all people. You're using it. If you saying, oh, I don't got time, sometimes I gotta deactivate my account. I gotta deactivate my account. It's because you're using it wrong. Because I've never deactivated my account. Why? Because I don't use it wrong. I use it for research. I use it to look up things. I use it to learn different trades. I use it to learn different skills. I use it to promote. I use it to push a brand. I use it to connect with people around the world. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at it from that perspective, then you're going to look at this whole situation totally different. With that being said, I want us to understand that this can go further than Australia, right? As I said in the beginning, a lot of times when a country starts to do stuff, other countries start to look at that and say, maybe we should do that, right? I want y'all to understand that, in my opinion, and get in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong, let me know how y'all feel about it. I think this is going to slow down kids' trajectory of what they can accomplish. Yes, they're going to get back to going outside and doing things, but at the same time, it's going to slow them down. Because if you're starting at 16, yeah, you're going to do it in your older ages and learn different things in your older ages. You're going to learn these different things, which is cool. But understand that along with that, I want you to understand that they could start way younger, learn it way younger, and while they're being monitored properly and be ahead of the game. As always, man, I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate y'all watching. Again, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.